Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of OVWmania here on Triple Threat Talk. This is for episode 110, and I'm going to jump right into it because we had a lot of OVW action over the past week. So I don't want to have a huge 25-minute video or take up the whole show. So let's just jump right into it and start with episode 728. It was taped last Wednesday, July 31st at the Davis Arena. It was the final episode before the Saturday night special. The night featured Jay Bradley doing all he could to try to get out of his match with Rob Terry. The first match of the evening was Roberto De Luna, who got substituted by VIP under VIP Club rules against Michael Hayes, and Berto picked up the win due to VIP's interference. He was while the referee was distracted, he grabbed the champagne bucket and knocked Michael Hayes in the back of the head with it, allowing Berto to get the pin. Jay Bradley was in the back talking to Marcus Anthony and saying that he was upset that he didn't listen to him last week. And Marcus said that he was just focused on doing what he could to try to get in the title picture. And Jay Bradley ends up taking out Marcus Anthony, hurting his knee. After that, we had a TV title match, Flash Flanagan versus the champion Dylan Bostic. Flash Flanagan actually had the win until Randy Royal came out and dragged the referee out of the ring. Then Tony Gunn came out, Rudy Switchblade came out, the rest of the Marauders got involved, and it ended up in a big mess that was going to be settled at the Saturday night special. They ended up setting up a fatal four-way after this between Flash Flanagan, Randy Royal, Rudy Switchblade, and the champion Dylan Bostic. There was also a Femme Fatale Battle Royal for SNS to determine the number one contender for Trina's OVW Women's Championship, and Lady Tapa destroyed everyone in the Battle Royal, but it came down to her and Heidi Lovelace, and Lady Tapa tried to powerbomb Heidi out of the ring, but Heidi held onto the ropes and leg scissored Tapa over and ended up becoming the number one contender. That Battle Royal also featured the Blossoms, the A-list of Taylor Hendricks and Envy, Nikki St. John, Jessie Bell, and Lovely Lila. Then the main event of the evening, of course, was supposed to be Jay and Rob Terry. Jay comes out and says that he's sorry everyone spent their hard-earned money, but there would be no main event because Rob Terry was too afraid to come to the ring and face him. Jamie Olivenzi came out and said, just give him another minute or two. He's on his way. He was having car trouble. And Jay Bradley said, no, we need to start the count. It's not my fault that he had 4 flat tires. And Jamie said, nobody ever said anything about 4 flat tires, so you had to have had something to do with it. And they end up brawling and have to be separated. And Jay has referee Chris Sharp start the count again, and before the 10, Rob Terry does make it in street clothes, and they end up having the main event. Jay Bradley ends up getting the win, however, though, because he loaded his boomstick with a foreign object and ended up knocking Rob Terry out with it and getting the victory. So that moves us right into the Saturday night special from last Saturday, August 3rd. It started off with Danny Davis in the ring, the OVW owner himself. He talked a little bit about the old school show that was the next day on Sunday. And then he called out Jesse Goddard, who did not show up for the Wednesday night TV taping. And he told Jesse that that when you make a bet, you honor it. And he goes, that's what a real man does. And he tells him that Jesse will have a match tonight, and he will wear the bunny suit or be fired. And he knows people in TNA will make sure that he's suspended there as well if he doesn't do it. And then the real quick match results. The really new Rockers, Ryan Howe and Rockstar Spud, beat the team of 4M, Mr. Marvelous, Melvin Maximus, and the Body Guy. The Marauders, Raul Amado, Joe Coleman, and Shiloh Jones beat the team of Aaron Sky and Lambda, Stephon J. Baxter III, and Albert Einstein Baxter II. Elvis Pridemore with a win over Nick Dumeyer. Eddie Diamond gets the win over Jesse Goddard in the bunny suit, so Jesse is still stuck in it. Then the title matches all happened after intermission. All 4 titles were on the line. The tag titles were first. Muhammad Ali Vaez and Michael Hayes successfully defend against Roberto De Luna and VIP Joe Rosa. They were the 2 that were picked under VIP Club rules. Jay Best was on the outside. The women's title, Trina was able to successfully defend against Heidi Lovelace, but Lady Tapa was out at ringside, and she got in the ring and said, you can hold on to that title for now, but I'm coming for it. The Fatal 4-Way match for the television title ended up basically becoming a triple threat before the match even started. Tony Gunn came out and attacked Randy Royal, and they fought to the back, which left Flash, Rudy, and Dylan Bostic. And this was actually one of the best matches of the night. A lot of great moves and all that. It came down to the end where Rudy Switchblade actually hit the frog splash on Dylan Bostic, but Flash grabbed the referee and started distracting him. The rest of the Marauders come out, grab Rudy from the ring, and as soon as they do, Flash lets go of the referee and goes over and pins Dylan Bostic, and now Flash is the new OVW television champion. And Shiloh shouted out after the match, that's 1 down and 2 to go, which we can only assume that they're wanting their entire faction to have all the titles. So I would say there's a good chance that coming up at the next Saturday night special, 2 of the 3 of them, maybe Raul and Joe Coleman, will team up to try to take on Ali and Hayes and take the tag titles, and maybe Shiloh, since he's kind of gotten in the leadership role of this group, will end up fighting for the heavyweight title. And then the final match of the evening, of course, was the OVW Heavyweight Championship, and Jay Bradley got the win. However, it was by disqualification. Jamin saw the loaded boomstick, and after he hit a standing O, he exposed it and used the foreign object that was in the boomstick to hit Jay with. So there was no choice but to disqualify Jamin. But he is still the champion, and it'll I guess we'll find out this week if Jay Bradley will get another chance, since he actually got the win and Jamin got disqualified. So it sounds like we're already getting set up for the next Saturday Night Special, which will happen Saturday, September 7th. Like I said, there's a possibility Jay gets another title shot. Trina versus Tapa looks like it's pretty much getting set, unless they have it on TV before then. And then, like I said, there's a chance that 2 of the other 3 Marauders will be going after the tag titles with Hayes and Ali, since they're wanting to try to take all the titles for their group. That's the way it looks. So, also, I want to say that Saturday Night Special was the final night, at least for a while. Hopefully, he'll be back sooner than later. But a good friend of both Triple Threat Talk and OVWmania, fan advocate and ring announcer Terry Bodie. He'll be missed. We hope he's back sooner than later. And it was a very cool moment, very emotional for him, because one of the great fans at OVW, Micro's dad, made a sign for Terry that said "Come back soon," and then he had everybody before the show in line sign it, and some of the superstars as they were walking in signed it as well. So he had this giant poster that he's going to get framed for his man cave, that was filled with signatures, wanting him to come back soon. And he was real emotional, and it was a really cool moment. And we're glad that he has that connection with the fans. And we hope, like I said, he comes back soon, and he'll be missed in the meantime, but he has to do what he has to do. So we're going to move on now to Old School. It was a new show, the first one they put out, where they wanted to go over the 70s and 80s style of wrestling, where it's not so over the top, not all these big matches where you have ladders and chairs or cages or anything else, just strictly wrestling. They had, older music and attire. You can read all the results, of course, as well as other dark matches and, details on the old TV episode, Saturday Night Special, and Old School on OVWmania.blogspot.com. But just a couple things on Old School. It was headlined by the hero of the night, Cliff Compton, came back to defeat the body guy who was out there with Taylor Hendricks. One of the other interesting parts of Old School was it was kind of flip-flopped, because the fan favorite Thunder Gun Express, Shake and Bake Shiloh Jones, and Thunder Joe Coleman teamed up to defeat the team of the Elite, which was Ted McNaylor and Adam Revolver, with their manager Michael Titus. So it was a fun night. It was very interesting, and I look forward to more of those shows. OVW Old School. It's going to happen on the first Sunday of every month. Tickets are only $5, and I don't think they thought this through well, but they said if you have a Saturday Night Special ticket stub, it's only $3. But the next Old School is set for Sunday, September 1st, The next Saturday Night Special is Saturday, September 7th. So they might have to flip-flop something or figure something different out there. But that was their plan anyway. So, as I said, you can check out OVWmania for full results, but you can now watch live too because OVW is finally, after many people asking for it, got a deal where you can watch some of the big shows online with video on demand. The shows for Saturday Night Special and Old School will be out soon. You can go to http www.ondemand-ovw.html. They've also got it, of course, on their website at ovwrestling.com because I know it's a lot to remember. If you go to www.live.com and click around, you'll get to it. But if you go to the /ondemand-ovw, that'll get you directly to OVW's page. I'd also, once again, as always, like to thank referee Chris Sharp for his help with promoting my stuff on OVWmania, things I put out. Don't forget to follow him at Ref Chris Sharp. A lot of times he has live event results for different shows like in E-Town or other places that I don't get to. And then, of course, he has the great podcast that only kind of have to do with wrestling you can listen to as well. They're always great listens with some of your favorite stars. Everybody from Jamin Olivencia to James Moose Thomas, Doug Williams, Trailer Park Trash, Eddie Diamond. He had one last week with Mike Mondo. So lots of great podcasts to listen to on there. I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be right back.
Here we are. The world is ours. From the black to the ball. Woo, woo, rain is gone.
Really quickly, I'd like to send happy birthdays from OVWmania to the following superstars. Jay Best of the VIP Club had his back on July 27th. Thunder, Joe Coleman of the Thunder Gun Express, and, of course, the Marauders, had his on Tuesday, August 6th. And the champ himself, Mr. 200%, Jamin Olivencia, happy birthday to him on Wednesday, August the 7th. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for this week. Sorry that it took so long, but there was a lot of stuff to cover. Plus, I even had another video on the show this week talking about baseball and the whole thing with the PEDs and A-Rod and all that. So I'm just going to end it here. So hopefully you all enjoyed this week's segment, and I'll send it back to the guys in the studio. Have a great week, and I'll see you again next time.